There was a chef called
Asati.
Asati. Oh my God. Like literally he would fetch the ugali like this and throw it like a discus, bro.
Yes.
Like this. You catch it, you miss it. If it falls, mimi nikuje Nairobi nishikane na mukamba tupanguze barabara. Aje.
This is Mark's basketball. He goes to this school every day. I know you used to play basketball in school, and I'm only imagining you hated school. You loved the education. Basketball, is that something you love?
One of the things I hate about adulthood is the idea of no play. My parents will tell you, like as early as I was a kid, I was like, wait a minute. This person in the radio talks and these people keep quiet. This is who I want to be.
How does kapow come about?
So there we are in class and then she put this 10-cent coin in a paper bag. And then she hit me with it on the head and I hit her back. So we just kept going back like that. And I hit her and her skull opened up. Like it opened up. 3, 2, 1. Hiya, 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 hiya. Makanjo, hiya. Hey, bro.
Hey. I think this episode will bring some value to you. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe. It is completely free and it directly supports more content like this. When I've been talking to you, I wasn't sure if I should call you Sheila or Kwamboka or Kwambox.
You can call me Sheila. Sheila is fine.
I think that it's not a name that many people use to refer to you formally or officially.
Look, a lot of people don't know me.
Okay.
Most people who know me as Kwambox don't even know me.
Yeah.
You've just met me recently. The people who know me as Sheila have followed my journey.
Yeah.
I was Miss Tourism as Sheila.
Yeah.
I was a TV reporter as Sheila.
Okay.
I was in Big Brother twice. So across Africa, people know me as Sheila. Diaspora, people know me as Sheila. Here's
Okay.
where you know me as Kwambox. The people who know kapow.
Yeah.
The people who know... When I moved, I started using Kwambox more predominantly when I moved from Homeboys. And I was like... Because I was there, I was known as Mike, Sheila, and Kerry.
Yeah.
Right?
So you don't want to carry on.
I was like, no, I want to create a new persona. And Kwambox was it.
Yeah. And kapow came about when you were in...
Vibes Radio.
Vibes Radio.
Yeah.
I have something here for you.
For what? For Vibes Radio?
For kapow.
Really?
Of course, ChatGPT made. I pay for the ChatGPT though.
That is. That's cute though. Oh, this is cute though. Kapow! Actually, I remember this. This was
You remember
on
the day?
Stage. Yeah. This
Yeah, it was on stage.
TUK.
Yeah, I gave a couple of prompts. So in that original photo, you have two fingers, like so, and then these two are held together. So ChatGPT gave it 3 fingers. And and I went back and now they have a way you can make a comment. It's like, make sure the fingers are 5. Are 5.
Yeah. Let me try to add fingers.
Yeah, and include the mic, because they didn't include the mic. I mean, the prompt that I gave it didn't include the mic. I was like, yeah.
They got it. They kind of got it. Yeah, I like it.
I think it kind of did.
I like it.
Make it look like a cartoon.
Yeah. Now just imagine there's a guy there's those guys who like making, especially there was a time where people would just be like online and then they draw something in their, artists.
Yeah.
The way art doesn't pay.
Now it doesn't even pay.
Has chorad, and then he comes to your studio, right? So you're working at whatever, right?
Yeah.
As you finish your show like this, the guy is
there
down at the painting. And you're looking at that picture like, bro, nani. The picture, I have a couple of them.
Yeah.
I keep them for, posterity. Yeah.
How does kapow come about?
Kapow, that's a great question. So I think I've answered this question a couple of times, but I've spent 1 year away from the radio, so I've had ample time to be able to look back and just see my journey. Officially, kapow started at Vibes Radio.
Yeah,
that was 2018, and it was not actually something you thought about. I'm sure every creator can attest that. You like a lot of the things you create, they're just happenstance. But then the audience receives it like, oh my God. And you're like, what are they seeing? They're not listening to the message. They're just saying, how did you do that kick?
Yeah.
And so officially that's where kapow kind of started. But then I was looking at old school videos because I had just moved to Vibes in 2018.
Yeah.
And I'd moved from Homeboys Radio where I'd spent seven plus years. And I was looking at some videos from there, And there are so many videos where I kick and I'm like, kapow.
Yeah.
It's just that it wasn't a thing. It's just when I was at Vibes,
Yeah.
and then I'm doing the breakfast show. It's very early in the morning. The energy is different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess guys were just like, okay. Yeah.
To me, so connecting it to the cartoon here, to me, it kind of makes the sound that a cartoon would make if they're kicking up in a door or something. Looks like they would write that. You know?
Get it. I mean, I was about to tell you I love animations, but I think it goes to show. I really, really love animations. I love, one of my favorites is Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
I was a Cartoon Network child. I never caught on to Nickelodeon or Disney World.
Yeah.
I love animations. Like I want a cartoon that really like digs into, you know, Courage the Cowardly Dog. I mean, a lot of people watch that cartoon and they're like, they don't get it. And I'm like, good. Because the animators always hide meanings inside cartoons, right? So because of so many cartoons I probably watched in my life, it just happenstance.
Did you do like 101 Dalmatians, 101 Dalmatians?
Of course, but
there were Powerpuff Girls.
Of course.
What was the other one? Ed and Eddie.
Yeah, of course. In fact, I was watching Ed and Eddie on Sunday. I was like, I just needed something that, I enjoy watching animations.
Okay.
Yeah. Like in my free time, I'd rather watch either old school sitcoms.
Yeah.
Right?
So
old school sitcoms.
Old school would be like Fred, what's the guy?
All of Us, Friends.
Yeah. How Much Your Mother?
227. No. I'm talking about old school.
Okay.
Like proper old school.
So Friends
like
is
when I was a
more
teenager.
old school than
when I was
How
a
Much Your Mother?
teenager.
Okay.
Yeah. Friends. How I Met Your Mother is like when I was like late teenager into my adulthood.
So that's what kind of caught me in my younginess.
Yeah, I'm 41 now. So when Friends was hot, that I was like in primary school, and these were. I was telling my friend the other day that it's interesting. We think that a lot of things were so original with, but now when I'm watching retakes of Friends,
you see them.
Like, oh my God,
right there.
I got that life mantra from Phoebe and Jennifer, and I never really. Look at me calling her Jennifer. Rachel. I never really thought about, and me, I'm over here telling a guy, no, we don't go. Guy, it is word for word what is in Friends, which I watched 20 plus years ago.
Have you seen the stuff coming out nowadays? It's kind of dumbed down.
Why do you think I'm watching old school stuff?
You know?
My brain is full. I just need stuff to lull me, not to get me excited. I kind of don't like watching stuff that has sex stuff. Like nowadays, it's everything. Like, I'm a writer.
Yeah.
But are you creative? No. Okay, just put in a sex scene. You know, because and let the actors just trust their bodies.
Yeah.
It's like, let God's work just... It's like, no, like, let's get some proper scripting. There's a time, I think about 15 years ago, where people just stopped scripting. And now it's just like... Let's make them have sex. Okay, now let's have them have sex with the chair. Okay, now with the donkey. No, and that's not enough. Now all of them, the chair, the donkey, the people. It's like, what is this?
Bring them all together.
What is this?
Make it as lulling, interesting as possible,
this
or whatever.
Is yuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not no offense to anyone. It's just for me, the reason why I'm watching a show, I want to laugh. I want to be entertained. So I go back to watch. I've watched Rick and Morty all seasons. Maybe 100 times. Yeah. Right? And I never get bored. And every time I watch, I'm like, And the other day, White House spoofed Rick and Morty. Yeah. Trump. And I was like, I might just stop watching this show now.
I was having a chat with Eric a week ago today, maybe on Thursday last week. So almost
cool guy. Hi, Eric.
What's going on, man? So Eric told me, or we are in the discussion, was like, man, the shows nowadays, they are very tiring. And we came to an agreement. One of the things that came out is that nowadays, the studios.
Yeah, the studios.
So the studios tell the writers, dumb it down. Don't make it very exciting, very intelligent, very conversational. Just write it down. And even in the dialogue, explain the script in the dialogue, because people are on their phone now. Yeah. We want to keep them enticed to keep watching the show so that they don't go on Instagram or whatever else. And
that's absolutely true, actually. I was watching... there was an actor, I think it's Ryan Gosling, who was talking about how you can take one script and make it like into 10 different shows.
Yeah.
Why? Because people are, and I have to be honest, that's the truth. The only thing that gets me to sit down, like I said, I'm not watching TV at it because I'm like, I'm going to be entertained. Very rarely.
Yeah.
Very rarely. And it has to be someone who has been like, yo, you got to see this. Actually, I got to be honest. The last time I watched a show, it's July, where at the end of July, the last time I watched a show that I enjoyed and I sat down and it's new, is The Polygamist.
Yeah.
And only because it's African, it's different.
Yeah.
We can relate to it. I mean, so I enjoyed that. It was different.
What do you think about it? Put up a picture of Mr. Jonasi, was his name, I think?
I mean, Jonasi, the actor, the actor is a cool guy.
Okay.
There's nothing very interesting about him. But I think he really embodied this role and he bodied it.
Yeah.
He did I think the whole cast. And shout out to Sue Nyathi, who's actually on her way to Nairobi. By this episode coming out, she might be in Nairobi. And I'm really looking forward to have a conversation with her about this book. Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful.
We were talking about Eric Mutiso here, and Eric left his job.
Finally.
Recently. Yeah.
Let me tell you, don't hang out with me. You're going to quit your job.
Seems like it.
No, it happens.
I have a post of you here from, I believe, it doesn't say the date here, but it's April 30th, I believe, or 29th last year. I'm going to read what it says. Of course, you can put it up and folks can see it. So, stepping into the new you requires letting go of the old you. Tomorrow is the end of a very significant chapter in my life. For 13 years, radio has been my identity. It's time for a change, or it's time for change! ! Tomorrow, I will host my last show at the radio station, and you quote it over there. This is you, right?
Yeah. That is me. That is me.
So in my conversation with Eric, he told me how for a long time that email sat in his draft box or outbox or whatever for a very long time. And then one day I was like, you know what, I'm just going to send it. So did you have a moment where you're like, man, I'm struggling to leave this place? Or did you just wake up one morning and you're like, you know what, this is it?
Of course not. I think it's just like a relationship.
Yeah.
The trigger is not the point where the relationship ended.
Yeah.
The relationship ended. It's just that, it's like Africans leaving a visitor's house. Walking out the door is not the end of the visit.
Yeah.
There's the parking lot pimping that's going to happen where we're going to be chilling, right?
For the next hour.
Just saying byes and starting new stories.
Yeah.
But I mean, the key word there is identity. As a millennial, growing up, like the aspiration was your job.
Yeah.
You're gonna be someone, right? And for me, I guess with someone who never necessarily had a plan for life, I've never really had plans for life. I just show up, right?
Even when you were a kid?
Yeah. I've never had that, I plan, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that.
I'm going to become a pilot.
No, I just know innately what I'm going to be. I knew. My parents will tell you, like as early as I was a kid, I was like, wait a minute. This person in the radio talks and these people keep quiet. This is who I want to be, Looking at people, and every time I'd watch TV, I really resonated with things inside the TV, entertainment, speaking, public speaking. So those things just naturally, like I knew, but I wasn't like, I'm going to do A, B, C, D, E to become. Nope. I was just showing up, right? I hated school for various reasons. I didn't hate education. I hated school, right? Those are two different things. So by the time I was making the decision to walk away from the radio, I had to contend with all that, which is this is what you've been working for, and especially where I was.
Yeah.
If there's ever a dream, like there's you're going to be on the radio, and then you're listening to Carolyn Motoko, and you're like, I'm going to be right. And more in a way where you can be able to touch it, because like I was in school, I always make this joke. I was in school, Westlands Primary, Aga Khan, and then worked at Radio Africa. So every time I was going to school, I was literally passing the same road every morning, and I'm just like, oh my God, But no real strategy on how I was going to get there or anything like that. I just knew I was going to be there. So when it came time to walk away, especially, and this was a year after I'd quit the first time.
Yeah.
Right?
After you quit
Yes,
Kiss
the
FM
first time.
Okay.
Now, I remember when I'd left Vibes, I'd resigned. It's not like I was fired or anything.
Yeah.
I'd resigned, right? I'd reached the place where I was like, I think now it's time to try something else, right? And at that point, I'd done radio for 11 years. 11 is a good chunk of over a decade, right?
Yeah.
So Kiss for me came as a, you can't walk away from the thing that you've dreamt about for so long.
Yeah.
How? So I really contended with the idea first before walking away.
Yeah.
So I had to really change my mindset about work, because I'm someone who shows up. So every day I'd show up to work, I'm like, are you sure? Look how you love this. Look how naturally it comes to you. I was like, no.
Of course it does. And anybody can see it, man. Anybody seeing you. I mean, for a long time, I never understood radio. I thought that folks talk on radio all the time. Of course, I was a kid and never understood it. And as I've grown older, I've got to understand that there's what you guys call links, and that's the only time you talk.
Yeah.
But of course, that's what we identify you with. Yeah. And you look like you are enjoying your job.
Yeah.
Whenever you're doing it, of course, doing your kapow, that's enjoying the job.
No, absolutely.
At least for me, looking from outside, looking in.
Yeah.
And so when you say that, I've really climbed the ranks and I've gotten to, I'm going to call it the echelon of radio in Africa, I guess, or in East Africa at least. That must be something. And walking away from that, I guess, takes some amount of courage.
Absolutely. Look, and I just want to make a small correction. It's globally. I'll tell you why.
Globally?
Yes. So what I was doing, you never really understand your impact until you meet the people that are consuming you. Like, for example, for me, I put my content out. I never think about it. This is Joab who's received.
I'm watching you in Toronto, man.
Yeah, bro.
Of course.
I don't think about what they look like. The content is out. And then you meet the people. And especially around the Kapow movement, it was like, I'd wake up, do my kick, do my radio show, be excited, finish, go home, start preparing for the next show. Right? And it was like I was so happy to do radio. But then I was slowly starting to realize as I'm walking away from like meeting people, I start to realize, you know what? I feel like I'm confined in those four walls, right? Every morning. And when I meet people, I mean, I met a family that flew all the way from a Caribbean country. They'd never flown out of their country. Right? And they came to Kenya and with the whole family. And they reached out to one of my team members and they were like, we really want to meet Kwambox. We've come from so-and-so and we've come with the whole family. And I went to meet them and the kids were so happy. They were like toddlers. And this dad was telling me every morning he wakes up, he shows the kids the kapow, right? And they love it and they do the cake. And I was like, wow. That's when I started to really understand, okay, Kapow is a movement. Like people see this and they feel some type of way. People see me and they're like, okay, now if I'm going to get out of my bed. So in the process of that, I started to realize that, okay, now you got to start thinking about, is this all that you want to do? Right? Is this all you want to do? And that feeling started around 2020. Right? 2020, I did some of the best radio I've ever done in my entire life because it was life-changing. COVID was happening.
Yeah, everybody's at home.
People were just, like really listening. So after that, for me, radio just, and now I wanted to be more impactful and I felt like I was being held back.
Yeah.
So by the time I decided to walk away, by the time I was writing this, by this point, I'd already resigned. My mind, my soul, my spirit. But by the time I was writing my resignation letter, which I'd already done, I think a year before, now the year was just dragging my feet. That part in the relationship, I can always, Aki, babe, what's going on with you nowadays? Babe should just tell you, me, I checked out. Like I left, right? But I'm showing up.
Yeah.
I'm showing up. I'm doing all the relationship duties, but my mind is ready for a new adventure. And that's what I want to call it, a new adventure. I was ready for a new adventure. And then the scenario, at work was also just creating the environment for me to just be
I think I've heard you talk about it before, the scenario at work. But what is interesting is the fact that you say you wrote the letter a year before you left.
Yeah.
So the entire year, 365 days, man, you just
like I knew, it's like I said,
you're just showing up.
Relationship. Let me just tell you, I don't know. Today, somebody have to open someone's eyes. Yeah. You're asking yourself, what is it I'm missing, sister? There's a parachute. Someone has a parachute.
Yeah.
That my resignation letter was the parachute. Always knowing that. At any point. And I feel like that gave me the freedom to be more free. You understand?
Yeah.
So the first year in this environment, I was not, if anybody can just go back and look, I don't think I was like my fullest. The second year, I let go.
Yeah.
I was able to just be free because I knew there's a cutoff. Yeah. Now this is the end. So have fun all the way to the end. And I did. Yeah.
Beautiful. I want to take you back a little bit here.
Okay.
Because I'm understanding a very interesting context here. From the get-go, you say that you hated school, not education.
Yeah.
There must have been something you liked in school. So I have a cousin of mine.
Yeah.
His name is Mark. He's a kid. Shout out Mark. Mark likes your content.
Oh.
He goes to USIU now. He used to go to Aga Khan. So I guess you guys have a connection there.
Yeah, bro.
So Mike shared with me his basketball today.
Okay.
Because I told him I'm going to be hanging out with Kwambox, and I know she was a basketballer, and I want a prop to enhance the conversation. And so this is Mark's baskbasketball. He goes to this school every day.
Yeah.
So
he plays in the team?
I'm not sure if he plays in the team, but
it's a good flex. I mean,
I mean, whatever. I'm gonna put it over here. Maybe it's gonna stand over there. So this is a basketball. I know you used to play basketball in school, and I'm only imagining you hated school. You loved the education. Basketball, is that something you love?
Yeah. I love sports. I love sports.
Yeah.
Like, I love to play. In fact, one of the things I hate about adulthood is the idea of no play, right? So I created a sports day for adults.
Yeah.
I love playing. And why I hated school so much was I just never felt like they were tapping into my brain in any way, shape, or form.
And this from elementary school?
There was no time where I was engaged.
Really?
At all.
All the English literature?
Nothing.
All the,
biology, English and
titration,
they are great. Like English I read a lot. So I love books. So I read, like my mind is always going somewhere, right? Then I get into the class, the teacher is uninspired, the teacher is shouting, I hate instructions. I hate authority.
You've said that before. And so the teacher is like,
it's just like, bro, you came here to impart knowledge, not to force it, shove it down my throat.
A nail.
If we can't
and a hammer.
If we can't not have dialogue, right? Dialogue meaning that I'm free to ask questions without feeling that asking a question will make me look foolish, or which has never been a problem for me. But it's like, have you even created the room for me to feel safe to ask you a question? Right? So I checked out mentally, especially high school. I was in Aga Khan. I finished all the way till Form 4. But fun fact, I went back. After I finished, I was out for about a year, and my mom was like, all right, let's go now. You'll do journalism in your SIU. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna do law, bro. so I came back one day. I just told her, you know what? I want to go back to Form 3. And she was like, what? Huh? But you already have a grade that you can go to. I was like, no, sis, me. I kind of I owe this to myself. Yeah. So I went back for 2 years.
Why?
Did I tell you that I don't make
plans?
What I'd call them like conscious plans. I think I truly believe, and I should have started with this. I think life is both conscious and subconscious. And there's some decisions that I make that are subconscious. Like, if you ask me, why did you make that decision in that moment? I won't be able to tell you why, but I'll tell you that this is the best decision for me. But I can't tell you why. I just know that I have to make this decision.
The reason why I'm asking why is because, you said you hated school. I also disliked school so much. My high school, maybe a little towards the end, I had a little bit of leeway, so it was kind of okay. But most of my life, I enjoyed learning, and I was given the leeway to learn. But I hated the instruction too.
I hate school.
I have these dreams normally where I find myself back in like high school.
I know it. I have one.
You have those dreams as well?
But mine is in primary school.
Oh, okay. At least mine is high school. And I'm afraid so much. I'm finding myself in high school. And my high school still has the same deputy principal. So he's the principal now. He's been there for ages, man. You got to leave, man. There's many other high schools you can go. And now you're even a doctor. So go and become a professor, That's where you belong. Anyways.
After he watches this, he'll have the courage to write that resignation.
Probably. But I mean, I'm thinking that there's many other things going on in the background that entice him to stay over there. Maybe I don't
It's called pension.
So anyways, I'm here sitting, I'm wondering, you decide to go back to high school. There's no stigma that you're afraid of. You're going to be meeting guys who are like, I don't know, they're behind you and now they're meeting you. You're in the same class and they'll be stigmatizing you or whatever.
That's a great question. I've never thought about that.
Okay.
I never even thought about that. I chose to go back. We found a private school. The school doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, okay.
I went to boarding for 2 years.
This was your first time in boarding school?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, actually, it was my second time. My first time was in class 5 and class 6.
Yeah. Westlands Primary had a boarding school?
No, bro.
Okay. You went somewhere else?
I went somewhere else. So I was in St. Hannah's and then I went to this boarding school in Shags. That one you have to watch my pod because I'm about to do a whole show about that.
I think I know the high school. So was it St. Kagwas? Andrews?
No, bro.
No?
The high school,
when you were in Africa, you said the same thing.
The school was called Saleka.
Okay, maybe you should check it
Saleka
out.
Academy.
So
I talk about everything with my chest. So class 5 and class 6. But this was my first time now in high school as an adult, as a teenager in high school. Look, I never thought about anyone. I guess also because I've lived life not having like friends who we are walking life together with. I've always just been a sort of like a loner, right? I've not like a loner, but like if I'm going this way, I'm not going to be like, hey guys, do you think we should go this way? I'm just gonna go and then I'll come back, right? Yeah. And I think that's just how I've lived most of my life. My 20s, I was traveling around the world. There's no person I was like, yo, by the way, now I'm traveling to.
You gotta ask for permission.
I'm not asking anybody or telling anybody anything. I'm just going.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So.
And I guess that gives you, it's a very interesting way to live though. I mean, you decide, that's the most interesting bit of this conversation for me, honestly. Deciding just to go back to high school just for the sake of it. I think that is
No,
lovely.
because I never gave myself a chance in high school. I'll be honest with you, right? So when I joined high school, chemistry in Aga Khan, we had practical book for chemistry, right? Which you are given when you start. And I remember joining the school and then this teacher, he brought the books for everyone and then mine wasn't there. And then the prefect said, he said, you go and get yours from the chemistry lab, right? Okay. So I got there and the guy is like putting the book here and he's like, come and get it, right? Yeah. He's like pulling it like this, come and get it.
He's pulling it towards himself?
You can keep that book. I left. And he told me I'll never pass chemistry. That's the day I checked out of
That is a teacher?
Yes. So I told my parents later on, I think I was like in Form 4 is when I told them, this guy's a pav, right? So yeah, that and similar situations just made me check out, Mentally, I was like out. The whole Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4, I was out, right? So after spending a couple of months out in my loner state, that was actually the most loner I've ever been because all I do was, when you cleared high school, guys like, let's go stream eat where me, I'm just like, I wake up, I take a book, I go to sit in this park and just like take the sun in. And I guess in that moment, like it's where the epiphany happened. And I came home and I told my mom, I wanna try. I want to do this for me. And so the 2 years, I can't even imagine.
For you to experience high school.
Yes, it was for me to get in there, enjoy the classes. I passed all those sciences that, I used to think that I just, maybe I'm not, it was not maybe, I checked out. I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was here for basketball, swimming, my friends, Tosha. My parents can't leave me at home, so yeah.
And so the high school that you went back to is the Saleka High School?
Yes, Saleka.
Okay.
Academy. It doesn't exist anymore.
What happened to it?
They closed it and turned it into a uni.
Into a
They
unit?
turned it into an East Africa something.
Is it like on Namanga Road?
Yes,
One of those?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
so it must have been a cool high school though. Because if
It was.
it
We
was
had
one of those
ostriches.
buildings. Oh, cool.
We had ostriches. It was a good time. And then there was lots of rich kids there who are just they turn around and tell the teacher stuff like, "Bro, where's you teach me? I didn't ask you to help me pass. Me, I'm going to stay till right after exams." You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need this. Like my parents just wants me to get my GED.
Yeah.
And I'm out.
Yeah.
You know. So being in such an environment, it is easy to not even do anything.
Yeah.
Right? Like you'll just be like, yeah, even me, I'm going. No, I don't care.
Just hanging out.
But that's not why I was there. I was there for a different reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So meaning that you were serious when you were in the school?
Yes, I was. And I think also just to talk about the age thing, I cleared school quite early. I started school early. So I cleared when I was about 17.
Okay.
So I could go back
and
I finished when I was 19. Yeah.
That sort of give you the leeway to go back.
Yeah.
Man, but going to school early also has its own challenges, man, because I'm thinking about myself going to school. So I have a daughter now who's 3 now. Most kids go to school when they're 4. I said I'm going to keep my daughter until she's at least 5. My hope is that she would stay with me till she's 7, but I'm not sure my wife would allow her to stay with me until she's 7. Because I just want to hang out with her, because the moment she goes to school, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, she's going to meet new friends. I'm not going to be a favorite, guy and whatever.
I mean, I would do it for different selfish reasons. If I had kids, I don't even think I don't know if I'd allow any person to just be imparting. This is a conversation I have with my friends. I'm very vocal about this.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even know the character of the person you're giving your child to. Right? Over the 17 years of my education, I met very vile humans in the name of teachers. Right? Drunkards, liars, thieves, right? And I'm not saying all the teachers were bad. They were great, but I guess maybe the way things are set up, where is a guy coming drunk with a kiboko in the jacket? Like, what message have you passed to me? Like, for sure, I'm like, oh, so we can bypass laws. You're already communicating these things. So when I do them, you taught me this shit, but you're so quick to punish, So I don't want to call myself a pragmatic child, but part of the reason why authority is difficult, right? It's not that I do have a problem with authority. I've understood it, I've accepted, but I'm working on it. Part of the reason is because when you look at the person I'm supposed to be, because authority is supposed to be a blanket of, or a respect. But if you come to me drunk, it's 7 a.m.
Yeah.
What do I know about alcohol? We've already been taught drunkards. So no, I'm a kid, right? And you're teaching us math. So my thinking of math is yak. That's it, full stop. You understand? Until I meet a teacher who inspires me. And Saleka, I met one teacher who changed my life.
Yeah.
Right? She was the first one to see me. And that's all I needed.
What did she see in you?
No,
what did
she saw me.
What did she see?
She was the first one to see me. She saw my potential. She saw me hiding behind a lot of pain. She saw me she understood the way my mind worked, that I needed to be engaged. I'm not a bad person. I just need to be engaged. And then don't put me on silly responsibilities. There are people who tell me during their school they were digging graves. Not
grave. A punishment to uproot a thicket.
Not me. You will beat me all the way up until approved school. Not me.
Were you caned at all?
What do you think?
I mean, in my school, they used to cane kids.
I was beaten. I was beaten.
And is the caning supposed to take the disobedience out of you? What is that supposed to be?
The caning just reinforces to me that authority is foolish. If you are, let me give you an example. So I had a instance in, right? When I was in class 3. I speak about this hoping that maybe one day we can meet with this girl.
Yeah.
Because we lost touch just like that. It was a very traumatic experience. So you know how kids are playing and then one gets injured.
Yeah.
So she got injured. I think I've said the story a couple of times, but it was 1993. 10-cent coin. A 10-cent coin was...
with the hole in the middle.
Yeah. Did it have a hole? People keep saying it had a hole.
Yeah, it had a hole
No,
in the
it didn't.
middle.
A 10-cent was
coin?
full. It was full.
What had a coin? Maybe the 1 cent had a coin.
The one you're talking about is the one before 10-cent. Right? But
the 5 bar had 7 corners. So it was like a heptagon.
Kobole.
Why was it a heptagon? Why not a pentagon? But anyways.
Hey, okay, these children, they'll finish me. Anywho, so there we are in class, and then she put this 10-cent coin in a paper bag, and then she hit me with it on the head. And I was like, what the fuck? And I hit her back. So we just kept going back like that, and I hit her, and her skull opened up. Like it opened up, right? I think this was the first traumatic thing I've ever experienced in my young childhood.
So skull opens up, you can see blood?
Her head just gushing blood. Just blood starts gushing out of her head. And then, I'm even getting shivers just remembering. So our class teacher was pregnant. So she was not around. She had gone for her pregnancy leave. So 2 classes had been combined into one, and there was no teacher. So we're just making noise.
Yeah.
And then, so just imagine like 60 kids.
Hanging out together.
8 years old, right?
Yeah.
And then blood. All of a sudden, it's like somebody came like chorister. 3, 2, 1. Hiya, 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 hiya. Makanjo, hiya. Hey, bro. Like, guys, sound paka. Now your heart is beating, your friend is dying. Like, me, I'm like, she's dead, right? I've been friends with this girl. Like, I started in nursery in St. Hannah's. So we're in class 3 now. So nursery, pre-unit,
that's 4 years.
Tumingia,
5
Swan
years.
class. Exactly. Right? She's my best friend.
Yeah.
Right? Probably the only reason I come to school. And for sleeping. Sleeping was good. The teachers, what they did next that's why I call it my first trauma in life.
Yeah.
Right? They took me behind the school, behind the classes, like 6 adults. And they were whipping me. Like
they
I was
male?
just like a thief.
Are they male teachers?
They were male and female.
Okay.
They beat me. I remember being in the school bus, and I couldn't even sit. I was just in pain everywhere. So I got home, and my mom was like, what the fuck? She came to school and, of course, caused a ruckus. But the thing they don't tell you about such moments is that the whole school started calling me a murderer. Yeah. So I said I was bullied.
What?
My whole class 4, I was bullied. Like, people...
Are you a little person? Small person?
I mean, at that point, I think at that point, God was just like, now we gonna say height. Yeah, because class 4, I was average. I wasn't as tall. I was quite average.
But everybody was picking on you.
Yeah, everywhere you go, nobody even wanted to sit with me.
What?
We never spoke again with that girl.
Yeah.
Like, the mean girls took over. It was what it was.
So that must be a horrible experience for you.
Yeah, it was. And so what I did is I engineered a way to go to a boarding school in Shags. That's how I ended up in a boarding school in Shags. My mom cried. She was like, no, what do you mean you want to go to Shags? And I'm like, no, I've made up my mind. And she's like, no. And I'm like, no. And my dad is just like, she seems adamant. And so I went. I didn't even know where I was going, but I was. And I think these things, I'm able to talk about them because now they're in hindsight.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I didn't know what was going on. I was making all these decisions. I was very clear. I need to be away from this place, but whatever I am going to, I didn't know I was moving from the frying pan into the fire.
Into the fire.
Yeah.
Firewood.
The school I went to is a well-known boarding school in Nyamira called Eronge.
What?
Yes. Do you know it?
I went to
No way. What?
Yep. Up the hill?
Yes. So you get it when I say it's a movie.
That's why I was like, did you go to St. Kagwas? Because I never imagined you'd go to Eronge.
Eronge. Like from St. Hannah's.
Yes.
Right? I'm being picked up by the school bus. Like I live in Kilimani.
Yeah.
But my mom had also just gotten married. So there was just so many things. And then I had a new brother. So I just felt like there was no room for me. And all these things that I'm talking about are all in hindsight.
Yeah.
It's not like when they were happening, I was like, and so because is equal to, I was 9. I didn't know any better, right? I've just come from being bullied a whole year.
Yeah.
And I'm okay going to night running and witchcraft and SDA punishments. And
let's paint a picture of Eronge. In Eronge, the first thing you want to get into school, you got to shave your head.
Imagine. So and I have hair all the way. I have beautiful long hair.
So everybody looks like a small boy.
Yes.
I mean, I was making this joke, I don't know with who, the other day. If you were to do this, to cover the skirts, everybody looks like a small boy.
Yeah, that's when I tried out being a boy, and I knew being a boy is yuck. I'm sorry. Like if I had to choose between being a babe and a guy in my next life, and the next, women, girl, this wins. Being a boy is so wow.
So that's the first picture. You get in, you gotta shave your head, and then the food, man, the weevils in the food.
If you've ever visited someone in prison, that prison. Have you ever been to prison?
I've been to industrial area.
Have you seen their food?
Visit a couple.
That's exactly
seen the food yet,
what. There was a chef called Eronge guys. Asati. Oh my God! Like Asati would throw, like literally, he would fetch the ugali like this and throw it like a discus, bro.
Yes.
Like this. You catch it, you miss it. If it falls.
Yeah.
You sleep hungry. That's what's happening.
Yeah,
porridge. How many people have the ban on their hand?
Yeah, and like it's white porridge.
As a mark of being in that school. Can you imagine? Yeah. And you're paying school anyway.
And that was an interesting school.
And then every time when exams? All these things are happening.
Okay.
Hey, tell them about it.
So during the exams, if you are... I think they call it number stage. So they line you up from number 1 to number 150 or 200 or whatever.
Okay.
And then they will start calling now the new exam. So that was the previous exam. So exam, let's say test 2, number 1 to 150, line up. And then now test 3 is what is being graded today or just been graded. We're going to call you. And if you are in position 1 or 10 and you move downwards like 20 or 15 or whatever, that is punishment. The last 10 guys, that's punishment. And man, the guys rain canes on you like crazy.
Let me tell you. I remember there were 3 teachers I remember from that school. Teacher Ben
Williams,
Mr. Kefa, and there was Okinyi.
Yeah.
One day, I remember being woken up at like 3 a.m, right, or 4. We had showered, dashed to class. We're usually supposed to be in class by 5, right? That day we were in class a bit earlier. We were told to do Mr. Kefa is around. Like, what the hell
and
is
Mr. Kefa was this crazy snake. Like he was feared.
Yeah.
He's the headmaster now, principal now, whatever.
He is. I've never been back since I left. Trauma.
Yeah.
And the other day we tried to pass by there. We just couldn't go. We just left. They woke us up, we got to class, and then they smashed all the doors open. And then they went like, from like if you got 98, 97, Evo, until 30 or 20, whatever you got, right? From the highest grade to the lowest grade. So 98, 1, 2. 90,
you missed 2.
Exactly.
What?
Yes. And you know what time it is? It's 5 a.m.
You
right?
are.
Do you know the block 4 class 7? Was it 7, 8? Where it was all like concrete.
Yeah.
Kokoto.
Yeah.
Concrete.
Yeah.
Right?
I see that right in
which
the front.
Is cemented. So it's not smooth.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's on top of a hill in Kisii. So 5 a.m.
It's super cold.
It was hailstoning the previous night. So it's super, super cold. It's drizzling. You've all been lalishwad in this hail of a dark morning, and he's beating you. 98-2, 96-4, 90. You're just looking at your pal, and you know damn well girl got 40. You're just like, bitch, over
60 canes.
R.I.P. He's like, what? And you touch, he's like, okay. And they're just like, it's just like, oh, you're just like, man, by the time you're going for breakfast, somebody's like, wait, nasikia, pole. Like, nigga, this is not even the most traumatic thing I went through this night.
Yeah.
Last night, we didn't sleep because a night runner was stressing us all night. And it was hectic, right? So by the time, I'm just glad my eyes are open and it's human beings that I can, ni afadhali ni chapwe, lakini nisirogwe. Can you imagine? That's what the trauma of being in that school led me to this, to Eronge.
Yeah.
Like, and imagine after going for one term, you'd think that when you come back to Nairobi, you'd be like, Mom, I never want to go back there. Bruh. When I think the idea was that if I come back to Nairobi, I might go back to a school where they'll start calling me murderer.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that I'm in a faraway school. It's different. I've never lived outside of my mom.
Yeah.
But I am, and when I came back, I was like half my size. I lost so much weight. I used to look like, I had amoeba, I had malaria, I had everything.
But you survived here for 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Damn, that is crazy.
I know. And I wasn't planning to leave.
So you used to fetch water from the river, if you remember. So where you guys used to fetch water, the river, the river passes through my home.
Really?
Before you guys get to the dam.
Oh, so you're a Nyamira guy?
I'm a Nyamira guy.
I mean, I have so many stories.
We're going to listen to them on your pod.
Yeah, because these are the things. And Eronge was bad. But then you'd hear, like, because when you're in those spaces is when you're like, I think in hindsight, it's just the idea of the adventure, right? I think in everything that I've done in my life, it's like, I know I need to do this now, but I'm going to stick out the adventure until I can't do it anymore. When I can't do it anymore, it has to end.
Yeah.
There's no no, we'll just stick it out. We can't, like, the brain, the body, the physicality has checked out.
Yeah.
And I think Eronge was it was a strong life lesson, and it made me
stronger,
very strong. Like I think my independence especially was cemented in
your hate for authority.
I think I was born with that. Yeah, if you're going to have I think even marriage, the idea of marriage, one of the biggest things is I can't see you. We've gone through the trenches together. Then now I'm just like, guess who's going to lead me? Job. I'm like, nigga, but I know Job. I know his weaknesses and shit, right?
But you can have a partnership in
I have
leadership.
to secede some level of authority to you, bro.
I see.
And that's a no for me.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's gonna work. We can teamwork, but the moment you start telling God, God told me, I'm the man. Oh, hey, brother. Jipange.
I think about authority here, and there's something you said, Ariana, I think that stuck with me a little bit. So you said that you have the authority, but the way you're carrying out the authority, I'm paraphrasing here. The way you carry the authority you don't deserve to carry that authority, and I think that's why you hate the authority.
Yes.
And so I think of our president, and I think of you here.
Yeah.
This is you.
Yeah. Even the photo is giving me tears.
You are running through tear gas.
Exactly.
Some guy called Fine Focus Pictures took this photo.
Yeah, good job. I don't even know how you caught me. Yeah.
You were there by yourself. I like the photo because you're there by yourself. Maybe there's some guys behind the tear gas, but you're there by yourself.
Yeah.
You're running against authority.
Yeah.
Let's talk about authority for a while. You run a pod. If you haven't watched Kwambox's pod yet, and you're a fan of this podcast, go over to BoxPod and Kapow Studios and subscribe right now, and then come back and finish this video.
Yeah.
Then go back and listen to her talking over there. So what do you think is going on with people in authority when they choose to do things that I think are bad? Summarized as bad.
That's such a loaded question, right? That's a loaded question because what is bad? It's relative. And when we have things like common good or selfish reasons for, keeping authority. I mean, we've just watched India.
Yeah.
protest for over 25, actually over a month, because of the utterances of the Minister of Education referring to students as cockroaches. And so they formed the cockroach party, protested until the guy had to step down, right? Did you see how the police handled them? They shot them. They beat them. There's a guy who was even shooting. Like, I was even just like, you know what? Remove the skin color and make them black. Kenya, right? And I was even asking myself, there's this template that they're using to train it. It's become ancient. We need a new one.
Yeah,
we need a new one, because protests will be met with violence.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter where in the world it's happening, as long as the powers that be have their interests lie in it. Because everything, even this Mandamano, they were interests.
Yeah.
They were interests. Gen Z, the movement, had their interest of finance bill.
Yes.
Right? And then at some point, the interest became removing Ruto. Those are interests. Right? And then on the other side, people are watching and saying, interesting. And then there's people who have invested in this country. Their interests. They have interests, and they also have to stake their claim in this.
Yeah.
Right? There's people who have seats in power. They have interests.
Yeah.
So this picture is a reflection of so many authorities and interests, right? And me caught in the middle there. Actually, that day I was shocked at just how much, because this was the first day of Mandamano. Yeah, this was the first day. It was
the 23rd.
Yeah, it was the first day.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the next week is when.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
the
things
24th.
got hot.
Okay, so
I was there
week.
all days except the last.
Yeah.
That's the day Rex died. I wasn't there because I'd consumed so much tear gas. I had scars in my lungs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this day, it was journalists, a few protesters, and then police, unprovoked, just throwing tear gas.
Yeah.
There was no violence. There was nothing. So here, what you're seeing me is just like, bro, hata unaniona na tissue. We're just trying to talk to people here and find out why. But they were throwing so much tear gas. And I think that's just a reflection of authority, right? And the interest, because we live in a world full of different interests.
Yeah.
You'd think like, say, something like Mandamano only affects Kenyans. You know, I asked someone the other day, I asked them, why did the president, when he came to address us about Mandamano, the first thing he was addressing, there was some people he was addressing. He said they were trying to destabilize his government.
Yeah.
Who are those people? I don't know if you remember. Go back to that video, his first address.
Yeah. When he came like in those address videos addressing the nation.
He was very, very mad.
Yeah.
And he said, these powers are from...
And he said, I think
those are interests as well.
Yeah.
Right? So, yes, Gen Z, we were on the street. We were there fighting finance bill. But there were so many other powers as well that were there. Even governments that were interested. Now we live in a world where we have information. So you're able to know that sometimes things just are not only the way you see them.
Yeah. There's a lot going on.
That's why I said your question is loaded.
Yeah.
You know, because people, based off of where your interests are, that's when you see the action. So there's some actions you see and you're like, this doesn't make any sense at all. You're asking the wrong question. It's not about sense. It's whose interests are they serving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's always somebody interested in something.
That's it. And
there
that's why
could be on either divide of an argument.
Yeah. So to give a blanket statement that authority must be respected is crazy. Because if the authority's interests are not aligned with mine, or they're not serving mine,
then it doesn't work.
Then what value does it have for me to be subservient
Doesn't
to
work.
something that's not serving me?
And the reason why I brought this up is because I've watched your pod a couple of times when you run the tape. And I think you try addressing issues. I mean, you bring up the videos of whatever's happened and then you try addressing them. Maybe you do some little research, but then you apply your own mind into whatever is going on.
Yeah, my opinions.
Yeah. And you have very strong opinions.
I mean, look, Job, I'm doing this live for the first time. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, even for me, it's the first time.
When I was 20, when I just come out of high school and I joined uni after all that experience.
Yeah.
I got an opportunity to join K24, right? That's after, I think the previous year I'd just done Miss Tourism.
Yeah.
And then the opportunity came. It's like, yo, there's a TV station forming and we think you have, the skill.
Yeah.
So I went for the audition and they were like, all right, we'll train you.
Shout out to Susan Kim Otto, I think.
No. How can I forget her? I even met her the other day. I'll remember her name.
Okay.
She's the founder of Kameme. How dare I forget her name? I shout out to her. She, but Eric Latif is the one who called me. And Eric Latif was my superior. Jeff Koinange taught me media.
Yeah.
Right? He taught me how to report. I was basically learning under him. And that was 2007. We were just going into an election.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how many times I almost died? 3.
Yeah,
and when I say almost, it's not at Aki unajua karibu niue. Aki hizo jokes zako. No. I mean, gunpoint, machete point, and almost stoned. Right? And these are 3 different instances.
Yeah.
And so I've seen what authority misused can do, right? Because people, and when I say authority here, I mean different types of authority. There's media that played its part. There were journalists that did their part, right? Partisan kind of journalism. And I saw that actually part of the reason why I walked away from media right after the negotiations with Kofi Annan, I used to cover that at Serena, is because I realized this...
Charades.
I can't do this, man. And so even just coming out to set up my own platform, just coming back to your question, was always the vision. I always knew that, with my platform, I'm not doing it because I want to make one side look better than the other.
Yeah.
My loyalty is to the audience, right? Not to the people. Then you end up pandering. And so there's even the other day, I posted something and I said, even media is complicit to these things, right? How campaigns are done. I mean, you don't even need to be an educated person to just look at the TV and ask, how come some politicians get more airtime than others, even during a campaign?
You'll see that always.
Yeah.
Across the board.
Media... Without, imagine if like Rao, for example, even when he was doing nothing, there was a news article.
Yeah.
Right? That
he went to Giraffe Center today.
Is it that journalists they're just like, wacha twende? No. There is a media
agenda.
person. He has to be in the news. Even the newspaper. He had to be in the newspaper. That's how you maintain power.
Okay.
When you're not seen, you don't exist. Right? So that's the complicity of media.
Of the media, yeah.
Right? So during election, people are paying top dollar, man, to be seen on the TV. Because when you're seen on the TV, nilikuona kwa news, hata nilimwona kwa news akisema, then a person knows, huyu ni
There's the guy.
Lakini yet you're just canvassing on ground there and you've never been seen, no newspaper.
Yeah.
There's no journalist that has ever mentioned your name.
Yeah.
Before they sign out with their own name, you don't exist. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So that's all complicity. Yeah.
But I think that was a great opportunity for you. You're interested in media. You don't mention that when you were a kid, while you had a plan, your plan was never media, though.
No.
Was it always law?
I just knew that I was going to be somebody who would be using my voice to speak to people about stuff. I just didn't know what that would look like.
In high school, do you have anything like a journalism club or anything like that? I have a photo of you here in high school. You are right here.
Scully! That's my pal. That's Muna, Linda, and myself. I was probably 14 here.
Okay.
Yeah. As you can see, I've checked out.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, man. Oh, Sheila.
Okay.
Bro, the photos on the internet.
Yeah. So high school for you is this law thing. Where does it come from?
I love to so law. You know, when you're a kid and they're like, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Eronge had a lot of that, by the way.
Yeah.
Everybody knew what they want to be, and it was, doctor, lawyer, whatever, engineer.
like there was nobody there coming to say to me like, well, you need DJ.
And I was telling a friend of mine the other day, she's among the top 3% people from her class. I mean, you and I sit here today. I'm saying this with all humility. We are probably middle class, or maybe you are higher than me. I know I'm lower middle class or somewhere thereabout. I know that I'm top 3% just by being here. So meaning that 97% of our classmates, with all the caning and all the shouting, I want to be a lawyer, pilot, coroner, or whatever, are still struggling.
Because it was a fallacy. It was a fallacy. You know, can you imagine the person who's whipping the shit out of you at you? You're going to be a lawyer. I'm like, nigga, you have low riders for shoes. Like you have a hole in your shoe.
Yeah.
Did you not have any ambition yourself? Is this all you ever wanted to be? Right? I say this with all love, right? When millennials, we were not taught to think for ourselves. And so that's why teachers were constantly beating me. They wanted me to get with the program. And for whatever reason, God had just made me, try to logify everything. It's like, why are you making me do this? Like, what have I done? Like, but teachers don't like that because the facade is what keeps their relevance.
Yeah.
Right? When I went to the boarding school that I was telling you about, and you're seeing students, when your parent has spent mpaka nakwambia, unajua kwanza nimekulipia school fees, you can't go to school and play. In fact, when the teacher talks to you, you're running because you're like, you can't waste your parents' school fees which they worked hard and they never miss a moment to tell you how much they work. Like you ask them to give birth to you, and kumbe you're even an oops. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you go now to a place where guys actually don't care, and the parents don't have pressure.
Yeah,
right. That's when you see that authority not existing. You then start to realize, oh shit, this is a facade.
Yeah.
So you literally ain't shit. So part of the reason why teachers are given that, right? Why it's just like with everything that the facade. If you buy into it, then it exists. If everybody participates, like paying taxes and all these things we do, it's because everybody is participating in them. But if we all just say no, bro, none of this stuff. No, even the authority leaves the page. So teachers, there was that even uniform standard we ran that is because
and your issues got to be brushed.
Is because if you remove that, he's just another guy walking on the
the authority is stripped.
Yes, and that's a very important point for teachers today, right? Because you're not just dealing with one Kwambox. Now the whole class is Kwambox.
Yeah,
they can see right through you. The facade doesn't exist
anymore.
And that's why you're seeing what you're seeing, right? And I'm not vindicating students from their malpractice of banning schools and all sorts of things, right? But you can't get your authority by force.
Yeah.
Respect is earned. You have to respect yourself. The way you carry yourself, right? Even as a teacher, right? And the purpose that you have for us will come out, right? All I needed was somebody to I was going to school because I wanted to be sharpened, but it was just a waste of my time. Every year I was going there. There's nothing you're doing. And these are my formative years.
Yeah.
Right? Luckily, I love to read. So I'd disappear in my books. But to say that there was a teacher who was more, no, they were just like a warden in the prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was in Eronge, every single day of my life in Eronge, I was there for 2 years, slightly under 2 years like you. I was caned.
I don't doubt it.
Single day. And even those days when I am well behaved today, leo sijafanya makosa, man. The teacher will come into class and the lights are on. And he canes everybody. Kichwa kwenye loga. And he goes around with a whip. I don't know if your time you guys probably had a linoleum spanker.
That was Mr. Ben's favorite cane. He used to keep it privately and then he just whips it out of nowhere and the next thing people are being beaten.
And that thing was painful, man.
Yes.
Luckily I never got the linoleum spanker. But I got something horrible.
Wait, they stopped using it?
They stopped using it. And they moved to the you know, the belts that run a portion mill. So the school had a portion mill, and then there's the belts that run, you know, from the motor to the whatever the engine of the portion mill. And so those belts were cut into pieces, small pieces like this, and every teacher was given one.
So it's just like the linoleum.
Yeah, it's equally.
It's like, where the hell?
But it's more concentrated because it's thinner, so more pressure, more pain.
Yeah.
I remember one day I was caned because I was fighting with a friend of mine until blood came out. So I'm there trying to, I mean, we're boys, so we undress in front of each other. And so I'm trying to take off my shorts, my underwear, and my underwear is stuck to my butt.
Because of blood?
Because of blood, man.
Because of being beaten?
Because I was beaten and I have a massive wound there, so I can't sit. It was horrible.
Do you know, every person I've met who's gone to that school has a trauma point.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's, like for example, so you know how like in Eronge you couldn't sleep without covering your head. I don't know whether the boys for us, we couldn't
Mm-hmm.
because of night runners. So they'll come and shave someone's head or whatever and things like that.
Those must have been fellow students or something doing that.
Of course. What do you mean?
But you do believe in night runners?
Of course.
So I don't.
I've seen them in action.
Because from what I think is, it's probably just a cult of some guys who...
because
boys, because I don't think
on
they
the
have
other
powers
side,
or whatever.
I don't know what you guys were doing on the other side of the hill, because on this side of the hill, we were not sleeping. So I'm telling you, like, being beaten was not even like, you know, when
So this is something
like,
real.
I know that I'm going to receive 20 canes and I got 80%, but like, it's good. It will wake me up from the nightmare that I just experienced last night. You get? Like, that's how bad it was. Like, night running was a menace for us.
So some guys are going around there shaving your head as you're sleeping.
And that could actually, they could shave you and then you get sick. So like there's a girl, they shaved her hair, just a small portion. And remember, we have to shave everything till the skin, right? So that, for, I don't know, cleanliness or whatever. So they came and shaved like, and then her head just scaled and she like just lost her mind.
So
her mother came all the way from coast to threaten us, like to make alishwa hapo kwa field.
All the girls?
And she's threatening us. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I'm just 9 years. I'm 9 years. Remember the year before that?
Laughing,
no, 10.
It's
9, I was bullied my whole life. 8, I almost killed someone. Right?
And now you're
so
being threatened.
This is nothing. Like, and then I'm being beaten like I'm a thief.
Yeah.
And I have a pet amoeba. I'm dying slowly. It's eating my stomach, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm just not coping. The water is horrible. Like, it's not boiled. The food is trash. I keep getting sick. Malaria. I've never been in a malaria area. Yeah. So I'm constantly sick.
Yeah.
But I'm getting good grades. That's all that matters.
And so I guess that made you a favorite for some of the teachers at least?
Yeah, like Mr. Ben was, he was a nice teacher. Also,
he passed away, Mr. Ben.
I heard, yeah.
Condolences to the family.
Yeah. I think he was a good teacher. Until one day I was sick in the dormitory. This is a horror story, right? So I was sick. I don't know what I had, but I was sick. I was sick. They should have taken me home, but I was sick. So I'm in and out of consciousness. And then my friend comes. So me, I'm thinking, because now they're like, I can't go to preps.
Yeah.
Not going to preps means I have to be in the dorms by myself at night.
And they're not.
And they're night runners. I told my friends, you have to sit with me. So, of course, they're chilling with me there, but then I fell asleep. So when it was time to go for preps, the teacher asked them to leave.
Yeah, so they left you alone.
So me, I woke up hearing Mr. Ben whistling.
Yeah.
In the girls' dormitory, that's not
Proper.
possible.
Yeah.
That's not possible, right? And he used to whistle a specific song, right? So this is the stuff made from horror. So you're just hearing, and I'm like, my eyes open, and I'm lying in this huge dormitory. Do you remember how big the dormitories were? Well, maybe I was small.
When you're a kid, they're massive. I've gone back, and now they look so tiny. I'm
really?
Like, how did we used to fit in this thing?
They were huge. All I know, it was just like, it's this dark, long thingy-majig, right? And it's like hundreds of kids just packed in there. Hapo kwanza kungekuwa kuchomeka.
Man, horrible. Horrible. And because at that time, the windows were sealed with, I don't know, wire mesh or whatever.
Bruh. I think I need to go for a therapy session after this. But so anyway, so I hear the whistling and then I wake up, right? And then in my weak, faint voice, I say, Mr. Ben. Like, I call out and the whistling stops. And then I hear the footsteps now walking towards me. Kong, 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 Kong. And they stop here. And we sat like that for like 1 hour.
He sat there.
This whatever was just there, right? I did this to peep. There was no one. There was no one, right? So I covered, like I'm telling you, I was under those covers. I know what I had. I know what I saw, right? Mr. Ben was whistling. So I woke up and I realized, hiya, it's darkness. And you know, I don't know whether they improved this. You know, during the Ronge before they had electricity.
Yeah,
And
generator
then
days.
they had the generator. But the gen, they don't just switch on for you at one student is there, friend. Until they come from preps, the lights are not being switched on.
Yeah.
So I don't know where the torch is. I don't know where nothing is. And plus, am I going to switch on a torch? I'm just 10.
Yeah.
I'm 10 years of age. How old is your daughter?
My daughter is 3 now. Yeah, 3.
Just imagine a 10-year-old her.
I can imagine. I mean, I have nephews or cousins who are 10 years old.
So my reasoning is not at let's run out of here. I'm just, right? By the time they came from the dormitories, the bed was soaked. I had not peed on myself. Sweat. It was soaked. We couldn't sleep on the bed, right? And when they were coming, they said they saw someone running out.
Yeah.
Right? Who? I could hear the person breathing. They were here. Like, you see, it's like you there.
You couldn't see them because it was
They
dark.
were not making a move. They were just there.
Yeah.
And I could hear them breathing. And you know that there's someone standing right. You can always feel. Like, there's no way someone can stand behind you and you don't feel the presence. Especially in
some energy that
extreme silence.
Yeah.
And imagine still that didn't make me leave the school.
You stayed.
I stayed. I stayed, yo. I think after this, I was just like, now I am officially in the upper echelon.
But you've had a beautiful journey in your media story. I mean, you shared 13 years.
In radio. 13 years in radio.
So TV
I've done
was...
much longer in TV since 2006.
Oh, so TV is not included in this radio story?
This is just radio.
Okay. Yeah. And I met you during your days at Kiss FM, and that's the first time you come into my
timeline.
Because I've not been a pop culture guy, so I wasn't into Big Brother. I know you were in Big Brother, and you did amazing over there. I've listened to you talk about it, different places. But I'm intrigued, before your Big Brother, about your journey into becoming a beauty pageant a participant, because you were a kid, and just before this you were big in basketball, and my understanding is that you said that you hurt your knee, and so eventually you had to leave basketball. So
insurance. You play basketball for fun. Even in the league, it's just for fun.
Yeah,
because you hurt your leg, nobody's going to compensate you. It's just you and your leg.
Were you playing for the team in high school?
No, in high school I was playing for Aga Khan, yeah. I played for Aga Khan. Saleka, we didn't have a team. I played football in Saleka.
Yeah.
I love football. Football was fun.
Football,
actually,
like
there's one game I remember we played, what do you call it, soccer? Are you American?
No, I'm Kenyan. I mean, I lived in Toronto for so long. Because
Get out of here, man. Soccer.
So I asked that because sometimes, you went, Saleka is sort of more international. And so it's possible that you were playing American football.
I was playing football.
Okay.
Yes.
Namgu. Okay.
I remember we played a game with a boys team. And I remember scoring this goal. And that's what I remember. I really loved that team. That was fun. But I played basketball.
Yeah.
What was your question again?
So my question was, I'm intrigued in you end up in tourism, in becoming Miss Tourism.
Miss Tourism, yeah.
Miss Tourism Kenya. I don't know if this photo is from you in Miss Tourism or Miss whatever this is.
Yes, that's me being crowned actually by the then Mr. Ndolo. I think he was I've forgotten his name. He was the Minister for Tourism.
This Ruben Dolo?
No, not Ruben Dolo.
Okay.
I've forgotten his name. I think he was a politician from Coast, I think.
Yeah, Karisa Maita, maybe not.
Yeah, probably one of those.
Yeah. You look beautiful.
I won.
Of course I'm beautiful. A kid though.
Yeah.
You're like what, 18 here? 19?
No.
20?
Do I look 19? I was 21.
Okay.
Yeah, I just made the minimum cut.
Okay. The
Yeah.
minimum cut the age is 21?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's Cecilia Mwangi, actually. She was the Miss Kenya.
Yeah.
And then she handed over to Shamila Kipto, who was also crowned the same night as me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was playing basketball, and then I got an injury. And my knee, I twisted my kneecap.
Yeah.
Guys, very painful. Very, very painful.
Yeah. Your kneecap.
Yeah. Then the kneecap moved. You know, it's a very common basketball injury, right? Aside from sausage fingers and maybe twisting your ankles.
Yeah.
The knee moved. So this guy came, and we were training. We weren't even in a game, we were in training. So we used to train with guys. And the guy knocked my knee. I was training with NPC. I used to play for NPC.
Yeah.
And my kneecap just moved, and within seconds, my leg just was this size. Was the size of this ball.
I'm just putting this ball here because my cousin is really proud.
Yeah.
Knowing that this ball is gonna be here today, and I just want to include it in the set long enough.
Good stuff. And he's using it clearly.
Yeah, you can see it's worn out. Yeah. And Spalding was a very expensive. I don't know if you see it expensive. I remember guys in high school were like,
save money to buy a Spalding ball for 7,000 bucks.
Yeah.
Right? Play with it, t-shirts. I go, I save, I buy another one.
Yeah.
I used to love. Every time I walk into the supermarket. No, I mean, it's good to have your own ball because of practicing dribbling. Dribbling, you don't need a team, you just need. And that's, I think, the sweetest part of basketball is dribbling the ball.
Yeah.
Right? There's shooting hoops, which is also fun, but dribbling the ball is like,
I'm generally tall, average height tall. You are tall too. And so people always assume that I play basketball. Always. So I can't play basketball for the love of me. And no game either. I mean, I don't play any games at all because growing up, I just used to be made fun of. Soccer, football, I was always the goalkeeper. And if the ball goes past me, that's a sure goal. If the ball goes past the last guy, not even past the last guy, the defender or whatever, that is a goal. So, and guys made so much fun of me, so I hated soccer that way. I tried playing basketball in high school. I hurt my knee. I think I would have become a good player, but I hurt my knee. And so nobody ever thought I would be a good player. And so guys were playing and they would ignore me and stuff like that. I ended up playing hockey. I hurt my knee again. So that just ended my gaming career or whatever. Ended up in any sports, any competitive sports, anything like that. But you hurt your knee and then you sort of make this transition into
modeling. Actually, my mom, so I was doing French at Allianz. This was around the time when I was waiting for my results.
Yeah.
No, I was waiting to figure out what I was going to do next. So I was in that middle before I go to uni, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And no, so I must have been, so I was in 21. 21 is when I was joining. So here I must have been 20 or 19.
Yeah.
It must be just a year after finishing high school, right? And so I was playing and waiting for uni, trying to figure out what's next. And then I had my knee. And then my mom saw this pamphlet they had given me while I was at Allianz for Miss Tourism.
Yeah.
In the midst of the injury, in the midst of my pain, she's just like, see, use your height for something better for me.
Yeah.
Use your height for something for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool.
Okay.
I never walked in heels. I'd never seen myself as a model. My aunties used to call me SG, Naomi Campbell, whatever. I used to be so against that because I was the tomboy and being a model required, I guess, to be feminine, right? And I put air quotes because that's not what femininity is. Femininity is not a thing, oh my God. No, that's not what it is. That's not what femininity. Femininity is strong.
Yeah.
It is powerful. It is not a thing, oh my God, nifungulie mlango.
Yeah.
That's weakness, right? And femininity is not weakness, it's strength. So I went, I did, we trained, actually, there's a very beautiful story that happened here.
Yeah.
So, guys, let me tell you, I wonder where the contestants are, the ones I was competing with, because some people ain't shit. Like real talk.
Yeah.
So notice, I've come to this competition, I don't even care. I don't care about being the winner. I don't care about being a model.
Yeah.
It's not something that I've ever aspired to. I'm a baller. I've done important things.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. I have a team, right? So I'm doing this. And so there were amazing girls I met. And then in the process, I had a fish allergy. You know what a protein allergy looks like? I went for lunch one day and I blew up like everywhere. A blowfish.
Yeah.
Blew like everywhere. I became like my eyes shut. My whole body was swollen. I had to be taken to hospital.
Yeah.
So I had the fish allergy with typhoid. 2 weeks before the competition. All right. So I was even like maybe won't be able because my face had changed so much. Like, yeah. So actually even in this photo, you can see my face is still a bit puffy. Right? When I was being crowned, my face is puffy. My eyelids are swollen underneath. My cheeks.
I can see under the eyelids. Yes.
Yeah. So I still had the fish allergy. As if that's not enough, the day of the competition. So, you know, as a beauty pageant, you're told, so this one we were told we had 4 outfits. So there's the first outfit, which is the same, which we all wear like a black tank top and black pants. And then you have your sash, and then you do that, and then now you start showcasing your outfits depending on the category. So 3 or 4 other outfits. So you have to you make outfits. You're like, I'm gonna show out. And this is 2007, so there are not many designers and tailors like now the way everybody's making clothes. So the tailors and the designers you get were quite expensive. But I was lucky to find some pieces. Get to the event. Backstage, right? Everybody's nervous because it's a competition, right? Everybody's sitting there, you're getting prepared, you're stylist, whatever. And then I went in for the first walk, came back, my outfits are gone.
Stolen?
All of them.
So
I
only
have
have
black.
Whatever you're wearing.
Yes. I only have black. So what a one.
And this is not the black tank top and the
This
the
is the black tank top and the pants is all I have. While people are getting ready, you're just seeing Sidri crowns, beads. You're just like, sasa hizi ndio gani? You know, it's so disheartening. I wanted to just sit down and say, you know what, F it.
Yeah.
Right? And then a designer just came to me. She was like, I have some backup. These are backup clothes. From
somebody else that you met there.
Yes.
Damn.
And then I won.
You know what I was going to say?
Can you imagine the thief?
I was going to say the only thing you need to wear was your confidence.
Honestly.
And you'd show up and you'd still win.
That's the thing, you know?
Yeah.
I guess the story is all throughout my journey, there's always, a moment where it's like, this should be the moment where it's supposed to just give up. But I'm like, I didn't come here because I was doing this because my mom asked me. Yeah. And then I got into it and I was like, you know what, let's get it done. And then after I won, it didn't end there. Yeah. After I won, this is my favorite part of the story. So this pageant is owned by an individual.
Yes. I forget the name, but I think I used to know the name.
Everybody can Google. Yeah. Right? You've seen my personality all through. I've told you. I hate authority. If it doesn't make sense, not to say that there are so many amazing people that I respect that have guided me in such amazing ways, right? But then there are people who are just fogodari, for lack of a better term. So here we are, we've won. We even did a presser where we were given cash for our projects. You know, a beauty queen, you have to have projects, right? I'm going to help the needy. I'm going to end poverty, you know? When you're young and you're visionary, I'm going to end poverty. I'm going to start a project for kids with autism. Like, I've said so many things. Yeah. We get to the office and she tells us that the money is for paying her debt, for incurring debt, for doing the events and whatnot.
After
I've shown my face on TV as the... In fact, at that point, when we were going on she was telling us to keep quiet. Just sit there. She told us, and I can confirm these words, sit there and look pretty, don't say a word.
What?
Yes. And she got mad at me because I was asked a question and I answered.
By a journalist or something like that?
Right?
So she wants to, if the question is directed to you, she wants to be the one to answer the question, to control the narrative or something?
Now we're adults. Now we know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one day I'm going to school. I was in USIU.
Yeah.
I use the same path every morning. I'm walking past Nation Center. There's a newspaper guy out there. I've forgotten his name. An old guy who used to sell newspapers there. And he's like, Kwambox umejiona kwa gazeti. He's shouting from across the road.
Yeah.
And I'm like, gazeti? No, just squeezing me in a Kwanga beauty queen. Relax.
Yeah.
I'm walking to the Eldoret Express, Ukoju, to get from the bus to go to USIU. And then he goes like, kuja uko page 5. No, page
Wait.
3. I think it was like page 2.
Don't tell me that's an advert.
No.
Okay.
I've been dethroned.
Huh?
Yeah. She said gross misconduct.
Because you talked to the journalist? Because you asked a question,
She said gross misconduct. When you know people say gross misconduct, what's that? It just basically means that because she could have easily explained what gross misconduct is, but she didn't. She wanted to, and I'm not the first one. I'm not the first beauty queen she dethroned when she was asked questions. So that's why I speak with all my chest. There's nothing she can do. She knows what she did. She was taking young girls. She makes them do a pageant and then goes Kimrama. And now, I mean, she just wanted me to keep quiet because she thought the end game was fame. Right? Like my end game. See, I've made you a beauty queen. See, now you're famous. I'm like, girl, you don't even know where I'm going. Relax your nyash, right? And my mom wanted us to go to court because the way she handled the whole thing was very malicious, right? But I told my mom, watch this space, right? Why would you fight for something I didn't even want in the first place?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? You know how ridiculous. And then the moment she dethroned me, now brands started coming to work with me. They were like, we could never work with you under this brand. Right? So I now got into my modeling career.
It was sort of like an opportunity for you to now blow up.
Working with the brand was an impediment.
Yeah.
But you know what they say, once a queen, always a queen, right? I've met her. We've had our moment.
Now you guys are friends?
No. What are you talking about? How can we be friends?
Maybe
Until
you
she
forgave
apologizes. There's no need.
Oh, she hasn't apologized?
Absolutely not. She just has moments where God sends her to me. And because she knows how, ushaiona mtu amekufanyia kitu mbaya. Hawezi kuangalia. Hawezi kuangalia. Tumepatana naye kanisani. Wacha nikwambie ukweli. My friends, I've told them, my family this story. Tuko church, right? There's only one seat left. Here. The usher has gone to get her. And that day, do I ever go to church? Hell no. I don't go to church.
That's the first day you were in a while.
My spirit was moving. I even told my mom next week I'm going to church.
Yes.
SDA, right? Because, I don't get traumatized by SDA experience. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, this church is boring as hell.
Yeah.
As hell. I've been here since 8 a.m. I'm even asking God, why you want me to be here, bruh? Like, why? And then this moment happens. And I was like, I get it. She walked in. She got till here.
Yeah.
And then she saw me. She went. Even the usher was asking.
She left.
Of course. Why would she leave?
She was ashamed, I guess, or...
Because she knows what she did.
Yeah.
You know what you did. I was just a 19-year-old girl, 20-year-old girl.
Yeah. And you know what? It's possible that there's some people who are traumatized if, you are aware of yourself and so you are okay. So it's possible that if it was some other random girl, it's possible that she would have been traumatized by being dethroned, gone into some sort of depression.
Of course. Like there's so many girls who we've had, this is not even a small story. It's a huge story. Yeah. There's newspapers that have written about this, right? It was becoming a pattern with her. Even after me, the one after was dethroned.
Okay.
You understand?
Because she spoke up.
Yes.
Or
whatever
something.
you just, if you, can you imagine? It's like, then she removed the legitimacy of the thing. Because if it's on your whim, madam, siwende nayo.
Because it's judges who vote for you guys. It's not her. Or does
the things that, first, this whole thing was a sham.
Okay.
You understand? A sham. The whole thing, right? You do a pageant, you say they're going to win XXXXX. I was given a camcorder that was from 1996. I even have it because it's part of the story of telling the story of my life, right? She gave me a camcorder that was already, even by the time I was getting it, it didn't even
make sense.
It wasn't what you can't say hata sijui ni kitu yenye kona VHS tape.
Yes.
Tape.
So whatever gave you is a VHS tape thing.
Can you imagine?
Like the big tape.
Yes, for winning this. Right? And we go, we get the money for the projects that we're supposed to do. She says it's for her own personal, to pay the bills for running the event. I mean, she was clearly poor at doing events. right?
Clearly.
But anyway, that was my experience.
But you got out of there. And I mean, you did great. I mean, we're going on to Big Brother.
That's why she can't see me, bro.
And became
if she would have
bigger.
just come to me and say, you know what, Paul, man, like, you know, life, and I did it. Like, I've had to eat humble pie.
Yeah.
Can you smell my humble pie breath? Like, life is about eating humble pie here, serving humble pie there. Like, that's just what life is.
Yeah.
You can't sit in your high horse like this unless, honestly, you know, they say at age makes you wiser.
It probably doesn't.
Yo, some people, God will keep giving them the lesson for until they are 100. Like, bona we enda.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of life.
A friend of mine was here on the pod sometime. His photo is over there, Mr. Walupengo. He says that age is just a number. It doesn't mean that as you're older, you are wiser. You could be 35 and you couldn't be wise, and you're not wise. And so sometimes when the presidency is attributed to, you got to be a certain age in order for you to become president, it doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be a wise president.
No.
Because you could be older.
Look, age, you know the way they say age brings wisdom? What it does, it gives experience.
Yeah.
Right? You cannot discount experience. And that's where I think people call it wisdom, right? There's something, if you have had an accident, right? There's a way you carry yourself around driving around vehicles. That thing is called experience.
Yes.
It's not wisdom. It's just experience of understanding. And that's, I guess, what people call wisdom, right? And so you can't discount that. So even for leadership, part of the reason why we gravitate towards, or we've been gravitating towards people who are much older, is because there's that level of experience that's needed, right? Yeah. Experience in understanding how to handle people. It's not just about ideas. Being a leader is not about ati niko na ideas. Unaweza kuwa na ideas lakini hawezi execute. Case in point, angalia Sakaja.
Yeah. Look at Nairobi.
Nairobi na Sakaja, bro. Kwa sababu Sakaja left us hanging. Right? Yeah. Ideas.
Does he live here?
I watch him he was on this street actually.
Oh, okay.
He lives on this street. I watch him in the parliamentary committee sessions.
Yeah.
Charlie has ideas.
Very brilliant ideas.
Experience.
Hapo ndio
hakuna. Because it requires working with people. You know, even things like cartels, right? A level of experience is needed.
Yeah.
You know, I think we've looked at Nairobi and we have realized that we need people who are experienced with some of these things. Because you can come with ideas, like I have an idea to build this road from here to here and it's going to be good for Actually, let me give you a practical example.
Yeah.
I'll build for you guys affordable housing. Is it what you want? No.
But I'll still build it.
Yeah. You know, so it requires you to speak to people, right? Sit down with them, listen. Because experience gives you, it makes you more patient to listen rather than being hot-headed. I know what they need. Bro, you don't know what people need. You got to listen to people. And that's why leadership, I don't know about now. I'll be honest, 2026, there's a, I keep forgetting I'm being recorded. I was about to say stuff that would have been blocked me for life from everywhere, right? But there's all these leaders, world leaders who are doing all sorts of crazy stuff and they're all in their 70s.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying in 2026, I don't know about experience and wisdom. I don't know about it.
You could have the age.
You could have
and
experience.
Maybe some experience.
But then it's interests.
Yeah.
We go back to interests. You can have the experience, you can have the wisdom, but your interests start with you and they end where your belly button ends.
Yeah. But you know, I'm happy that you've brought all your experience together. I mean, from the media and of course your life experience, and put it together on Boxpot and Kapow Studios, and you're doing an amazing job over there.
Thank you.
I mean, I see you. Of course, you're growing. You're a big person, of course, internationally. And I like the story you shared with me here about the family that came from the Caribbean, and you know they shared their Kapow experience with you. But I saw that you've been recently doing something with your studios. I think you've partnered with this organization. I don't know what it's called. For the environment, and you've been doing amazing stuff over here. I don't know, what do you call the organization that you've partnered with? So
this one, I've partnered with, this is a really great photo. In this photo, you can see the PS forestry.
Yes.
You can see Elizabeth who is a times 100 person, I think 4 times. And then there's me. And then, of course, there's the Kenya Forestry people and guys from Green Generation Initiative.
Yeah.
We were in Ololua Forest, which is in Karen.
I don't know if this tree can fit to go to Ololua. Ololua Nature Trail, I think it's
this is
Ololua Forest.
This is probably the most important work I'll ever do for me. So I reached out to, I've been watching Liz, and I've been a big fan, Elizabeth Wathuti, who set up GGI, and it's just her passion for planting trees.
Yeah.
And for me, I reached a place where I was asking myself, okay, I'm now 40, I've quit my job. I'm looking for a new adventure.
Yeah.
And so last year, I started getting seriously into environment, right? Trying to understand my environment, what part do I play? I mean, I already was interested, but from a I know, but like now action, what part can I actually play? And I told her for my birthday, I wanted to plant trees.
Yeah.
And so she told me about Ololua Forest, and I was like, I don't know whether, let me just give you a short story about Ololua. Ololua, during Moi's time, it's a forest.
Yeah.
Nairobi used to be like, forest cover.
Yeah.
But the more house you have, the
less
more
forest
trees.
You've got to cut down. Yeah.
So right now, we only have a few forest cover for Nairobi.
Yeah.
Do you know where they are?
I think there's
Name where you know.
I know Ololua. I know does Ngong qualify? Okay. Arboretum, I think, has a bunch. I think that's pretty it, apart from the little ones that are being cut along the streets here. I can't name
those. Are
any
not little. Population is expanding, right? When I was a kid, I'm born and raised in Nairobi. I grew up in Kilimanjaro, just down here. And this place has changed drastically.
Yeah.
Drastically. I used to, when I was a kid, I'd run and would see like wild animals, like, like
rabbits.
Things you're like, what's that? What's that? Now, you don't even see cats.
Of course.
Right? There's just concrete jungle. Where I live, it's just all concrete. Concrete, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So Ololua, during Moi's time, because corruption is so big, someone just moved in and created a...
the primate research facility?
No.
Okay.
Where you get stones, a quarry.
A quarry?
Yeah,
inside
the forest.
Oh.
So if you go into the forest, there's a huge hole.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's where we were planting. We're reforesting Ololua,
Okay.
because they were chased out of the forest eventually. And they didn't, the mining laws in Kenya is like when you finish doing quarry, you're supposed to cover it. But let's be honest, Kenya. People don't do that.
Yeah.
And so you can imagine, when I started getting involved, I was asking myself, and this is a question I've always asked, because things like air quality index are things that bother me. Understanding that the air you're inhaling directly relates to even your mood. Your mood.
True.
Right? Because you are a constellation of chemicals and things that, have come together, matter, right?
Yeah.
So there's so many things happening that we get so lost in umeona haga ya sijui nani, umeona sijui gari nani amenunua, umeona apartment na hakuna oxygen inaendelea kwa sababu watu wanakata miti. Right? We are not thinking, we think that oxygen is finite. We think that water is finite. Right? And for me, that's a no. So I said, what kind of adventure do I want to get into? I said, I want to get into my environment. Because we only have one home. You can travel anywhere in the world, and I've traveled, and I'm sure you have, right? But where will you get what you have here? Where will you feel the way you feel here?
Man, this is the only place where you feel the way the only place that I feel the way I feel is here.
Okay. Look at what's happening in South Africa with xenophobia.
Guys are being kicked out.
What does that remind you? That there's nowhere people love you than
home.
Here. This is the only place.
Right? So the other guy, some people are being kicked out of some countries, the countries we're talking about.
People
are being kicked out and like, hey, go leave. Through some legal process. Deported.
Today. There's the Haitians who had been given protective custody. They are about 200,000. It has been withdrawn. So ICE is going to start fetching them one by one to return them back to war ridden, crime ridden. You're going to die ridden Haiti, right? So understanding that this is all we have. Why is it that we are so distracted from our environment? Why are we, the average person is not connected to the environment. Like the idea of a tree is so far-fetched and so far removed from the average human mind. And that's why the county can come and cut all the trees in your neighborhood and put concrete. And you're like, hey, unaona siku hizi at least kuna footpath. Kuna footpath? Okay, great.
But the tree cover is gone.
It's not even about the tree cover. Trees play a huge part. Even the roots play a huge part in absorbing water into the ground. So these floodings that we're seeing, we see them in cities. We see them in cities.
You don't see them in forests. I've never thought about that, actually. You can't hear Kakamega Forest is flooded suddenly.
Why? Why is that? Because there's a good forest cover. And that's not to say that we're currently experiencing crazy weather patterns. I'm sure you've seen what's happening in Europe.
In Canada, we recently had a bad forest fire. We even sent smoke over to the US, bad air quality.
Right. And you were trolled yesterday by Trump about that.
Always. It's normal now.
You know, one of my favorite phrases on my pod is ukiona cha mwenzako chanyolewa, tia chako maji.
Start getting ready.
And that's the hindsight that Africans have. We're so necessarily behind in terms of effects of stuff that when you see, like, for example, today I was talking about a mental health issue that has been unfolding in Japan since 1990, Hikikomori, which has now arrived in other parts of the world, including Kenya, right? And as I've been talking about it for the past 6 years, I always say, watch out, it's coming this way. Right? When you see something happening somewhere else, you can't say, ati hizi vitu za wazungu, like we used to say as kids. These mental health issues are here. These diseases are here. Now, hakuna kitu kaa vitu za wazungu. So the number one thing that we have as Kenyans is not our identity. In fact, let me ask you a question. What makes you a Kenyan?
That's a very interesting question. Kibe asked me the same question. I didn't have an answer for him. Initially, I thought, I'm Kenyan. You know, what makes you, I am Black. I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, the fact that I can speak my language. I try to sing my language, but I said, you don't use it anywhere. Like, okay, so what makes me a Kenyan? And I couldn't answer.
And that's what makes us removed from this land. That's why we behave like we have, ati ikichomeka tutachukua ingine pahali.
There's nothing like that.
There's nothing like that.
This is all you have.
This is all we have. This semi-arid land, which is slowly turning into arid. All right. As we're speaking right now, Kenya was facing famine at the beginning of this year, is facing famine.
Yes.
Right? Have you heard anybody talking about it?
Actually, no.
Forget the famine.
Apart from a handful of people here and there, like you and I right now.
Forget the famine. That's still unfolding.
And going,
The maize that was planted early this year, the report is that it's not a great yield. Right, which means more farming is on the way. And I'm sure you also noted that the rain season didn't happen. Right? So put those aside. Then you have, that's just the food, right? That's the food ecosystem. How is it that if we don't have food and we don't have water, what's more important? What else?
Our health? I mean, without food and water, you are dead, first of all.
So without food and water, there's nothing. Let's imagine you have all the money, or what starts happening? Let's imagine if you have to buy, this one's that you put branded here, but like, imagine this bottle of water, right? You don't need to imagine. When you were a kid, do you remember seeing bottled water?
I mean, once in a while, I would see it.
Now?
It's everywhere.
What happened to tap water?
Well, tap water is everywhere too, but I guess it's more contaminated now.
It's more contaminated than before.
I'm not sure.
Now we are cleaning the water. What happened?
I don't know.
But water is for being bought, Cindy. You are being conditioned to appreciate the new world that you're going to. Right? So what will happen after we package all the water when there's a shortage?
It becomes super expensive.
right? So
And
if everybody has to
affordable
buy
and reachable.
drinking water, because I know most people, I buy drinking water,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah,
I
me
came from
too,
a place where we don't buy water.
Yes, we used to boil water.
And before that, there was no boiling. It was just,
Go grab it and just drink it.
guys, we're not going to a good place,
Yeah.
right? Where does water come from?
Well, there's some that comes from the ground and some, I guess, that, well, it actually comes from the ground because it's got to go up and then come back down.
How does it go up?
By evaporation,
How does it come down?
by condensation, I guess, and then rain.
These things are important.
Yes.
Right? In
Yes.
that whole chemistry.
yes.
Right?
Because they
But-
have it. Relief rain happens around a lot of forest cover because they got if you in a dry place, there's no trees, so there's no evaporation. I mean, evaporation happens from the leaves of the trees.
So now here's my question. Do you know where Nairobi water comes from?
From Aberdares or something.
Have you seen the forest cover there?
I've always assumed that it's still the same.
My guys.
What happened?
I want you guys to go and check.
There's no forest cover in Aberdares anymore.
forest
The
cover.
Aberdares ranges are.
They are cutting and chopping and deforesting so that you can put your nyash on a seat, right? So that you can build houses, so that you can create what, right?
Yeah.
And this is happening. The deforestation in this nation, contrary to the words that you hear on the podium being announced about 15 billion trees. Trees are being cut much faster. Even this Nairobi, I asked a question. I want to challenge everyone who's watching right now and listening. Whip out your phone and search air quality index in your area. Search.
Yeah, let's look it up right now.
Search your
Air quality index.
Yeah.
There we go.
Every place, you can always check the quality of air outside to know whether some parts of the world, it's so bad that you have to check the air quality before you start your day.
Well, my answer came from Google. I don't have a better answer.
No,
It says
say-
AccuWeather. Maybe let's see what AccuWeather is.
AQI.
So just do AQI.
AQI.
Okay. AQI Nairobi, I guess.
Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah, Nairobi.
Okay.
Yeah. So they put the things to check in different places in Nairobi.
They say 56.
Let me see yours. Let's see. Just put it here, I can see.
Yeah. Is that it? I mean, I'm not sure.
So you can check the exact place. So you see this
Oh,
IQ
okay.
Air, Nairobi,
IQ Air. Okay.
like that,
Yeah.
Right? So it takes you to your country, city, or location.
Location. Okay. Yeah.
Basically,
You
it
can
shows
see.
you can see.
Yeah.
And consistently, Kasarani's air is the worst.
Let's put that up in the video.
Right?
Yeah.
Kasarani's air. And even, look, you'll be surprised even your area is terrible.
Yeah.
Why? There's a lot of construction going on. There's a lot of things being put in there. There's vehicles. If you live in a place where there's high traffic movement, right? Where cars stop for traffic for a while, like Sengong Road, right?
Yeah.
Your air quality is not going to be good.
It's going to be horrible.
Right? And those places you check, like if you check Kasarani, show me the trees.
There's no trees.
Show me the trees. That are
There's no trees in Kasarani.
Remember Kasarani
Think
kuna
about
hiyo
it.
Roysambu?
Yeah. Let's put up a map,
Right?
a map of
Just
Kasarani, an
stand
aerial view
there
of
and see
Kasarani.
the smog.
Yeah.
Right? Nairobi right now, even Kilimani, there's no place in Nairobi right now that doesn't have smog.
Yeah.
And a thick one. It's getting worse. I moved from South B about 10 years ago because of smog.
Yeah.
Right? You just look at, from the apartments when you see industrial area at around 3 a.m. when they start washing those,
Machines.
you're like, no, I can't stay here.
Yeah.
There's a day I texted Sakaja when he was a senator.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
What do you have to say?
I'd rather not say. But I moved from South B,
Yeah.
moved to Kilimani. The idea that and every day I've just known. And I've been talking about it on my pod. So you can imagine talking about these things. When you talk, people don't hear.
Yeah.
Right? And plus, will I talk till I die? No, I need trees now. So I said, let me play my part. And we
Yeah.
planted 2,000 trees on this day in a span of like 1 hour or less, right? We had people from all ages. There's a kid who planted 41 to mark my birthday, right?
Yeah.
And it was amazing. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is something that I want to encourage more people to think about the environment because, and on a serious note, we need everybody to be engaged.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, right? Big corporations are using, I don't even want to mention brands here. There are some brands seated on the table. But like, let me ask you a question. Let's imagine this room of yours, right? You hosted us here. And then we created such a mess that you have to paint the walls again, right? And you have to replace fixtures, right?
Yeah.
Who should incur that cost?
Well, the guys who ruined it. But I'm the one who's going to incur it.
Okay. So if you buy this bottle of water, right? And it ends up, this bottle of water, which you'll drink to hydrate your water, your body for 30 minutes or less, right? Will live for 100 years as garbage, right? Let's look at the cost on the brand. Should the brand also be charged for the disposal of this bottle?
I think they should be, in my opinion.
So again, I think everybody should be involved in taking care of the environment. And taking care of the environment is not just planting trees. I saw this baby in Pipeline. I've ever seen videos from Pipeline.
Yeah, I've seen them. A friend of mine even shared them recently. Man, it's a horrible place
I'm
to
surprised
live.
that people in Pipeline don't just pause and say Tuesday and Wednesdays for cleanup, and then the rest of the days we go to work.
Yeah. Oh, it's horrible.
Because there is no way that there are some illnesses that people are facing there that are from that environment.
Yeah.
It's just the environment. Even mental health issues. You've seen the place.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lady who was being interviewed and she's being asked, "Mbona msishikane mpanguze hapa?" Surprisingly, she's from Kisii. I'm sure ni Wanyamira, huyo si wa Kisii. And she says, "Mimi nishikane na Mkamba, nikuje Nairobi nishikane na Mkamba tupanguze barabara." Aje. That's exactly what she said.
Oh.
Right? And no, I'm not. Are you shocked? I know adults who throw things out of their window. I've seen people litter. People who have gone to school. They are people I know.
Yeah.
That throw, and I'm like, what the? And I had to stop the car. Get out. Go pick that thing you threw out there. And they're like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I'm like, you're a father. You have children.
Yeah.
Who are almost my height. Is this the shit you're teaching them? No. And then, because I used to come off very condescending about garbage. And then I understood that depending on who you were exposed to and who that person was exposed to. Yeah. Because there are parents who they didn't think that picking your nose was a big thing. And so you'd be seated with someone and they're just like, yo, nini, ulituma report. And it's like, I hope you catch the gold you're looking for, bro. Right? He's gone deep sea diving. Man.
Yeah.
And the same thing with garbage.
Yeah.
If your parent never really insisted upon you to follow your garbage, right? And explain to you why it's important to take care of your environment. These people you find in their houses, sparkling, paka ameweka, lakini step outside that door, their door.
Yeah.
They don't care what's happening outside there. And that's a lot of us, right? So even putting something like cleanup day, which inevitably, I spoke about it on my last episode of my show because Uganda did their first cleanup day last weekend. Well, Kenya will have to.
Rwanda does that, I think.
Yeah. That's just the standard. That's where we have to go. You can't, we've been detached from the environment. That's a fact.
Yeah.
We don't see, even today I was reading a report about consumption and the driving of consumption, how the things that we have consumed since industrialization till year 2000.
Yeah.
And things we have consumed from 2000 to today, they are almost at the same level.
From pre-industrialization, which is like the 1800s, 1700s probably.
In terms of consumption. Right? You're buying things you don't need.
True.
And you'll keep buying them because the ads will be there, right? But you do not connect those things to your environment, where you live, where you... I mean, look at us who don't even have kids. We care more for the environment than parents. Who you're going to leave your children here.
Yeah.
With no water. When you were born, you used to drink water that was boiled. If your parent cared to boil it.
Yeah.
But they were just like, antigen zigrondio, typhoid isiwai kukuua. Which is a good idea, but
really?
I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
But now, the average bottle of water is almost 100 bob.
Yeah.
How much will it be when your child will be 18?
I remember it being 20 shillings when I was just the other day, even 5 years ago, a bottle of water, 20 shillings, you get a bottle of water. Right now, like you said, 100 shillings. So when the kid is 18, and my kid is 3 right now, so 15 years from now, it's probably going to be maybe 1,000 if you go with that scale.
Somehow soda is remaining the same price.
I actually didn't think of water now is the same price as soda.
Water is about to overtake soda. Do you know how much water it takes to create one bottle of soda? But somehow water is more expensive, right? Because water is a finite resource.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you what it means for you to be a Kenyan, because if you don't even have access to water, what do you have? What are you fighting for? When you say 2 term, what really are you fighting for? Or 1 term? Like, what are you fighting for? Because if you're just fighting for someone to get their job and you're not really relating it to your environment and to, lots of costs come in when the environment is messed.
Yeah.
And Nairobi, for example, has had great air quality for so many years until 2024, where we've been listed as some of the worst air in the world. Right? How did we get there? I can tell you. Sakaja has a penchant for cutting trees.
Yeah.
The guy before him as well. And they give you logic like, see, we are planting. Let me tell you, Minor. You see this tree? For it to reach its maximum potential.
Yeah.
But there are trees out here that are older than you.
True.
Then saying, tutazaa ingine. You're planting a tree that's going to be ready in 35 years. What is wrong with you?
Something is wrong.
Something is wrong. Plant the trees, then cut them. Once you have grown one that's 35.
Yes.
But he's saying that he's doing massive industrialization. And we're buying into it. Why? Because we're so disconnected from our environment. The average person doesn't even think nowadays there's no shade.
Yeah. So hot.
Hakuna shade. Unatembea taum, unatembea. Na shade ni mti.
Man.
Yeah.
Man, sitting here and listening to you, I've gotten so much perspective today, especially this last part when we're talking about these trees. And we have this tradition that we run over here. I'm going to tell it to you in a moment, and you're going to see where the connection is. So the tradition we have here, we borrowed it from the US presidency, where the guy was in office, normally was a letter to the next guy who's coming into office. So since this is a podcast, the guest was here most recently that we treated as a president left writing for you. It's a note they left for you.
Okay.
So now, the note that they left here, though, I normally don't see this note until I'm just about to read it out to you. So the note that they left here, though, in light of what you just said about, the environment, I don't know if it's going to make so much sense, but I'm going to read it anyways.
Okay.
So with time, all things are beautiful. So this is what this person wrote to you. With time, all things are beautiful. Take your time and remember to breathe. So now I'm sitting here, though, I'm wondering, how applicable is this?
No, that's a really great. I love it because in a world where we are constantly on the go, especially for me, I've seen it in my career that sometimes you don't know just how good you're doing.
Yeah.
You think you're still in survival mode, or you're judging yourself from the momentary things, like, oh my God, it has failed, or oh my God, it's not working, or it wasn't that good, right?
Yeah.
But you're missing the bigger picture. The bigger picture, when you zoom out and you see what you've created, right? I had the opportunity to step back when I stepped away from radio. I had a chance to now look back. I call it, I've said hindsight a lot here, but I think 40 is a good year to have hindsight.
Okay.
Because now you have a nice amount of years, we're about 2 decades of doing stuff. So you're able to look back and say, haya, damn, nimefanya hizi vitu zote, But like, while I'm still in the rat race, you're just like, it's not even making sense. Oh my God, am I even, And you never give yourself a break to just be like, chill. This is a momentary hapa tu, lakini look at all that you have done, you know. So I like it that in time everything does look, whether the good and the bad. Even friendships I've had in the moment when I was younger. Nikikasirika na wewe.
Utaita.
Yeah, cheki, lazima nitoke.
Yeah.
Right? Lazima ni cool.
I gotta speak it out. Yeah.
Mimi, I'm not going to die from autoimmune disease, lazima nikupashe. Right?
Yeah.
But with time you start to realize even like friendships or even mtu anakosea, like you can be able to look at the person and just be like, no, it's cool. You can see past their nonsense.
Yeah.
And just be like, no, it's cool. I'll move past that. And I think that only comes with time.
Yeah.
Right? Because hey, ungeniambia hii shit salen go 25. I'd be like, hell no.
Yeah. Man, hanging out with you has been very beautiful, man. I'm gonna give you an opportunity now to write a note to the next guest who's gonna come into the studio.
Who's the guest who wrote that?
That's Captain Irene Danu. She's
it sounded very feminine.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. I like it.
Cool. Do you want to know the next guest?
Yeah.
It's Robert Agengo.
Yeah. Should I just write, hey, handsome? Sure. Because he's always shirtless.
You know?
He's always shirtless.
Even in his profile picture, I was looking at it today and he's shirtless, actually.
Like, I can't, let me try and picture him with a shirt. I don't think I've seen him without a shirt. So I'm like...
In the movies, maybe. When he's acting, he probably is gotta have some wardrobe.
I try not to watch the scenes where he's... I'm kidding.
Of course, take your time and,
Yeah.
Cool.
That's my message.
I'm just gonna do that.
Oh, you can't see it.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Hanging out with the Kwambox has been awesome. We're landing this plane now. If folks have been listening to us for the past 2 hours and 5 minutes and they didn't hear anything, what is the last word you'd like to leave them with? Show up, bro. Show up, sis. Show up. That's just show up. Yeah. Show up. Show up for yourself. Because I don't think anything else matters except showing up. Yeah. Right? And you're the only one who can determine what showing up looks like, right? Yeah. Showing up in your relationships, showing up in your friendships, showing up for yourself, just kapow, which is put your best foot forward. Kapow that duvet. And especially now when, like today I spoke about something that I've noticed is taking shape here. I talked about it, the Hikikomori, which is just, I don't know whether we still haven't figured out why it happens, but like it's basically social withdrawal. Yeah. Right? And permanent. It starts as, and then people just completely stop showing up. And that's when it's really it's overwhelmed you, and we've seen it started in Japan, the first place where it was seen, and it's spreading everywhere. I was talking to someone who was telling me that she feels like she's lost her spark. And I was telling her, I think that's that Hikikomori I'm talking about. Yeah. And so I think now more than ever, it's important to show up. Why? Yeah. Because you can fall through the cracks. And that's my next article, falling through the cracks. You can have so many people around you and still no one catches that you're struggling. Yeah. You can be married, you can be in a relationship, you can be in, your parents talk to you every day, right? In fact, you even live with your parents, right? Yeah. You have roommates, you have kids, you're showing up, doing all the duties, but nobody has noticed that you're falling through the cracks. Yeah. And so when the person goes, maybe they unalive themselves, people are like, but I spoke to him yesterday. That's what falling through the cracks looks like. So you gotta show up, show up for yourself, because it's easy for this thing to overwhelm you. Yeah. And before you know it, and this race has become very individualized. Me, even I wonder how parents and kids are operating. Because me, I know there's nobody who loves you more than yourself. Yeah. And you can't love anyone more than you love yourself, even your own child. Yeah. You love you first. True. Right? So
understanding that even if you raise your kids and you give them everything, the moment they will reach a place and they'll start running their own race.
Of course.
And you become the secondary thought. So if you don't learn how to take care of yourself and fight for yourself, all people will say is, but he didn't look like, or she didn't look like she was tough. She didn't look, she was nini, you know. So this thing that people are going to come and check on you is not true, right? And it's not that they don't love you if you don't let people know. So even showing up for yourself and letting someone know that, hey, I'm not doing okay. Yeah.
Kwambox, thanks for hanging out with me here, man.
Thank you.
It has been awesome.
I appreciate your show. I appreciate your audience. I appreciate your team. Thank you so much for calling me to have this conversation. I know I'm the one of the 2 girls who have been here.
Lord, there have been multiple. Like I said,
and the surprise that we went to Eronge, that is wow.
Yeah, those guys, the alumni of Eronge who are here. You got another alumnus, look for her.
Able writes in the comment section if you went to Eronge, by the way.
Yeah, this has been awesome. If you haven't gone to Boxpod yet, go back there and, subscribe to the pod as well. Kwambox does an amazing job over there.
Yeah. Let me just do my plug. So Run the Tape, we're about to take a hiatus. I'm about to do my annual, monthly, yearly sabbatical for traveling and stuff. So I'm going to take a break. But basically, Run the Tape is where, so I've got 3 podcasts. So I've got Boxpod, which I started with Joyce and Kerry, and now we have rotating seats, but I rarely do it. We have Kwambox pod, which is my own pod where I do interviews, right? And then I have Run the Tape. Now, Run the Tape is my baby because it's like, you know how like we don't watch do you watch the news?
Really?
Yeah. Nobody. I realize people.
I don't watch the news, but I read once in a while. I read that newspaper article on my phone.
Yeah. And those are the most dangerous because we're reading only blogs, right? Yeah. And blogs are uncertified. Did you see the one I posted yesterday of the Standard newspaper? Yeah,
I saw that one where they
called us hard faces and night runners.
I was gonna, man. I don't know how I don't have that. I saw it this morning when I woke up. I was gonna, you know what? Put it up right now.
A newspaper.
That's how I was going to start this show today. But anyways.
A newspaper, not a blog.
Yeah.
Right? Anyway, so this is actually, so my reasoning for Run the Tape is, I've told you my background in media, I started to notice that everybody has become a journalist, which is okay. Yeah. It's a great time. It's a great time to be alive. But, media has principles. And we got there because of the power of the media. Right? So now imagine going into an election. Right? And everybody's a reporter. Yeah. It's a recipe for disaster.
You got a phone, you're a reporter.
It's a recipe for disaster. We saw it during school fires. The Wafa effect, where everybody's reporting, so copycats end up happening. So Run the Tape is basically understanding that people aren't watching the news. It's taking some of the stories, and especially for Africa. Why? Because Africa is the future. Which is unfolding now. When we talk future, it is unfolding now. This is where the future is, right? But it's so unfortunate that Africans don't know about each other. If I ask you, what's the big story in Uganda today?
Hey, I have no clue.
Do you know what's the big story in Malawi?
Nope.
You know what the big story is in Nigeria?
No, I can only imagine Nigeria.
If I ask Malawians, they'll tell... You don't know?
Yeah.
Okay. If I ask Malawians, they'll tell me the same thing. They don't know anything outside of Malawi. If you ask Zambians the same thing, they don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
So as someone who's traveled to 25 African countries, I said, there's no way a young continent like Africa will break these stereotypes. We're talking about airlines not giving us, we're not connected.
Yeah,
borders with visas, right? You've seen what's happening in South Africa. That cannot be broken until we start to learn about each other. You can never make me xenophobic. You can never make me hate another African country. Yeah. It's not possible, right? Maybe one I haven't traveled to. But one where I traveled to, once you meet people, you become, you lose your ignorance of them. So basically Run the Tape is, we gather stories from all across Africa, and then I share with you. My understanding is that if you watch my show for a year, you yourself will you'll start talking about, you'll be a UN.
Yeah.
Right? An Africa Union that understands what's going on. And then at that point we can start talking politics. Then at that point we can start talking visas and but you can't talk visa, opening borders, when you are afraid that, so the Burundians just run in here.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, do you even know what the fuck is going on in Burundi?
No.
Do you think all Burundians are just, nikipata tu nafasi bana nitaenda tu Kenya? No, that's not what's happening, right? But if you ask Kenyans, they feel like South Africans, where everybody wants to be in our country. So that's what Round the Table is.
Yeah. Cool. If you made this far, I think it's because you did like this episode. I've been hanging out with Sheila Kwambox.
Usually, how long are your episodes?
About 2 hours long.
Okay.
If you haven't subscribed yet, remember to subscribe and go over to Boxpod once again and Kapow Studios and subscribe over there as well.
Yeah.
Till next time, do take care. Go ahead.